important announcement, 7 years in the making. And I am thrilled to report that the U.S. Space Command headquarters will move to the beautiful locale of a place called Huntsville, Alabama, forever to be known from this point forward as Rocket City.
Huntsville, Alabama, you don't say. Very interesting timing. Because now what's very interesting is how there is a quote from Amy Eskridge, whose father was a NASA plasma fusion propulsion engineer, say that 5 times fast, where she is videotaped saying this right here: disclosure is going to come out of Huntsville, Alabama.
Disclosure is going to come out of Huntsville, Alabama, out of Redstone Arsenal. Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama is the biggest deal that you've never heard of.
Now, for those who do not know, Amy passed away in 2022. Now, from what I've seen online, there's a lot of different opinions and takes on Amy and what happened to her. But as we can see right here, Amy passed away June 11th, 2022 at the age of 34. Now, she was the chairwoman and president of the Institute for Exotic Science in Huntsville, Alabama, which she co-founded. Now get this, Amy's passion for science grew from childhood in the Rocket City.
Rocket City.
Now I personally find this very interesting, how the beginning of September we have this announcement of the Space Command being moved to Huntsville, Alabama, Rocket City, where Amy spoke about how disclosure would come from Huntsville, Alabama. Again, just very interesting. And now the reason why I personally find the timing very interesting here with this whole Huntsville, Alabama move, and also this information resurfacing of Amy talking about disclosure coming from Huntsville, Alabama, is how we continue to see the push for disclosure. As we can see on September 9th, we have another UAP disclosure hearing that is set, where we can see further down in this article where Luna announced a hearing on restoring public trust through UAP transparency and whistleblower protection that's officially set for September 9th. Now, this is the same Luna, which, by the way, a little side note, I find it interesting that her name is Luna the Moon, as we have a blood moon coming up on September 7th. Again, just looking too far into it, but find it interesting that is her name, where she was also on Joe Rogan not too long ago, and how she was talking about interdimensional beings. Luna and Rogan go deep on the reports of an interdimensional aspect to the UFO phenomenon. You don't say! Again, as we can see right here, how on September 9th, the hearing will feature Alexandro Wiggins. This is a fantastic news for anyone interested in hard proof of UAPs. He witnessed the 2023 USS Jackson UAP incident, apparently. Now, again, like I've said before, all I can do is give you my own personal opinion and my own take. And right now, the timing just seems impeccable with everything converging, the push for disclosure, and the whole alien agenda going forward, especially on the JRE podcast. Joe Rogan really seems to be the one pushing this rhetoric and agenda forward, as we can see again on his podcast, where they are talking about 3-Eye Atlas and how Avi gives it a 40 to 60% shot of being artificial. It's bigger, faster. And so again, they are just pushing this agenda forward of the possibility of 3-Eye Atlas being some type of alien probe, along with another episode he had where his guest was talking about how they were smuggling UFO documents out of Russia. And once again, on another episode of the JRE podcast, which it seems like every single episode somebody is going to come on and talk about UFOs or UAPs or aliens, but they are talking about the ancient civilizations and their connections to the UAP phenomenon. Again, just setting the stage, setting the rhetoric, pushing the narrative forward. Now, this right here, you can't even make up. I thought this was AI at first, but nope, apparently this is real. This really happened, where we can see Senator Kennedy had this picture of Alien, or an alien from the movie Alien, and his quote is, "This is the alien you could end up looking like if you eat some of the shrimp being sent to the United States by other countries." Okay, so I understand the whole purpose of it was about shrimp and whatever, right? But the imagery of them having a photo of an alien in Congress, again, I can't help it with my own pattern recognition that they are pushing this UAP alien agenda forward, disclosure, Huntsville, Alabama, Rocket City, in the month of September. Again, the timing, in my own opinion, is very, very interesting. And on top of all of that, we continue to see the growth of the New Age movement, who are going to incorporate this alien disclosure into their religion, into their spiritual beliefs, as we can see right here, coming from somebody who is in the spiritual New Age movement. What will happen to religion when normies discover aliens? Religion adapts by incorporating aliens into existing beliefs. Kind of sounds like the ancient alien doctrine being pushed. B, religion faces decline as doctrines are challenged. C, new spiritual movements emerge, blending alien and human faith. Sounds like the New Age movement, or the One World Religion movement. And D, religion remains unchanged, ignoring the discovery. And once again, the timing of all of this is just lining up too perfectly. This whole alien disclosure, this whole peace and safety narrative being pushed at the UN, as we can see right here, the state of Palestine. See you in New York on September 22nd. Together, let us make this conference of the two-state solution a decisive turning point for peace and security for all in the region. And now the little cherry on top of all of this is that we continue to see the handlers of this account right here mocking us, pushing stuff like this right here, how the world will soon understand. Nothing can stop what's coming. So, for those who have seen my videos before, you should know by now that I believe in the pre-tribulation rapture, and I believe we are at the door of the rapture and the tribulation, and they are going to disguise the rapture with an alien evacuation, disclosure, invasion, whatever the New Age talks about it, the Great Evacuation. I personally believe this disclosure, this alien deception, is the delusion of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9. So this is after the restrainer is removed. You can see the lawless one will be revealed. Now in verse 9, the coming of the lawless one is according to the working of Satan, okay, with all power, signs, and lying wonder. So the working of Satan, that means before the lawless one is revealed, the working of Satan will be taking place, which in my opinion is going on right now. It's been going on for centuries. The whole Anunnaki, ancient civilization, Atlantis, the whole polytheistic belief system, the Nephilim, the Greek and Roman mythology, right? That is the working of Satan, setting the stage perfectly. Now it's the alien deception. Aleister Crowley talked about how, before they call them aliens and demons, or not aliens and demons, angels and demons, but in the future they will call them something else. Well, it's aliens, right? So I think that is the working of Satan that has been building up to this point, and we can see in verse 10, and with all unrighteous deception among those who perish. Now once again, this deception comes upon those who perish because they did not receive the love of the truth, that they might be saved. In the context here, that they might not be saved, or might be saved from the day of the Lord. They are going to go into the great tribulation, or the tribulation, Daniel's 70th week, the day of the Lord, and fall under this deception, this delusion, which we see in verse 11. And for this reason, God will send them the strong delusion. Now people will read their own ideas into this text, saying that, oh, this is going to be the pre-trib rapture. When it doesn't happen, then people are going to fall for this delusion and then, lose the faith. But as we see, God will send them the strong delusion. Now, who's them? Those who perish, those who do not receive the love of the truth, the gospel, that they might be saved. So this delusion is not meant for believers who believe in a pre-tribulation rapture. This deception, this delusion, is meant for unbelievers, those who go through the tribulation, those who are not saved from the day of the Lord, that this deception will come upon them. Now, once again, that is my own personal opinion and take on the matter. Take it or leave it. But at the end of the day, I just want you guys to rest in the love of God. Have no fear. The doctrine of the rapture is meant to be comfort, and I want you guys to hold fast to 1 John chapter 4, verse 17 and 19. Love has been perfected among us in this, that we might have boldness in the day of judgment, because as he is, so are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear involves torment. But he who fears has not been made perfect in love. We love him because he loved us first. So with this being said, I cannot stress enough to you guys to rest in the love of God, fully trusting upon him, allowing him to comfort you with his love by abiding in him, looking unto him, for he is the author and the perfecter of your faith. So with that, I love you guys all so much. Continue to focus on the Lord, walk by faith and not by sight. God bless, and remember, the just shall live by faith.